So this is a day in the life of John once he knows how to mind map. And I don't mean just simple mind mapping, I mean has a study system. So John's 14, he's dyslexic. 1 year afterwards, he's done 10 weeks of tutoring and learning study skills and learning how to mind map. Looking at his day, when he gets into school, he gets there just in time. He gets to English, and again, he loves the discussions. He's learned how to do a little mind map of his discussions. Then it comes to copying the board. He's converting the 300 words that are on the board into 40 keywords on his mind map in the class itself. You remember how John hoped he'd get a C plus because he really needed it? Well, John's now getting the C plus and B's, sometimes the occasional A. His spelling and grammar haven't got any better, but the structure of his essays make a lot more sense. PE, he's still forgetting his kit. Then physics, he's got his textbook to take notes from. During the lesson, he can take the notes from the textbook, and it's not just notes, it's become summary notes. They're distilled down into something that helps him review the subject in just 2 or 3 minutes. He goes to lunch. His friends ask him, "Hey John, what's that you've been doing in the lesson?" And John goes, "Oh, that's called mind mapping." And they go, "Show us what's that about." He points at each word and he summarizes the map. History, he loves the stories, but essays are a tough thing. Now John can speak his ideas in history to a level A standard, and he studied a history test with a mind map. He redraws inside that test, and he uses that map to answer the question and make an essay outline quickly for his history. He sticks to writing a sentence for each keyword or two in his outline so that he doesn't write too much and he stays to the point. Now geography. John's learned a form of mind mapping called bullet mapping, where he can take a brainstorm and organize it at the same time so that it makes more sense to him. And his teacher has grown in respect for John's ability to grasp the full picture of something. Then it comes to art. And of course he loves the drawing and so on. One of his artistic passions is video editing, and he loves films, and especially murder mystery films. He's got more time to play football. His coach has asked him to come in and do a presentation to the new arrivals to the football club. He's got a little mind map that he uses to be able to make sure he covers everything, and he's systematic and he's concise. Then when he goes home to do his homework and his English essay, what used to take 5 hours to write an essay, other children might take a couple of hours, he took 5 hours to do, and he's learnt a system of how to write an essay. And best of all, he's agreed it with his mum, and they've got this agreed way of working now. And what he does is he goes away and he spends half an hour brainstorming and outlining, and then he shows it to his mum. She spends 3 minutes reading his mind map and then giving him ideas and feedback about where he should add certain things and do certain things. He spends 40 minutes until finally he's finished the essay, before he was embarrassed to get his mum to spend all that time restructuring his essay. And all he has to ask his mum to do is to give it a proofread.
It's unlocked a door in Yasmin's memory and revision techniques that we just never thought that we would be able to go through. I was kind of, terrified about how we would get through prelims and how Yasmin would cope with them. And I think that just given her a great tool to manage not just the revision but also the anxiety of it, because she feels now that she has something that she can make work, which before we just didn't have. I mean, Darius, I think as a parent, I feel quite emotional about this. You've sort of taken us out of a hole and sort of put us on a pedestal, really, which we didn't have before. So thank you for that.